Hi Year 4, hope you're all okay and had a good weekend. This is a quick video to go through your reading for this week. So before we start, have a look at the questions on the screen. Can you work out what type of questions these are? So you don't need to answer them, you just need to think about what type of question it is based on your Vipers knowledge. Okay, so the first one in green is what do you think might happen next? Question 2, can you explain what happened in chapter 1? And 3, can you find a phrase which tells you that the character is scared? So have a think. You might want to pause the video and try and decide what type of question they are. So hopefully you were able to work out what kind of questions they are. So on the left here, you can see all of your reading skills. So what Viper stands for. We did recap that last week, but it's there if you need a quick recap of it again. So the first one, what do you think might happen next? That is a prediction question, okay? You're thinking about what's going to happen next, so you're predicting something that might happen in the text. Question 2, can you explain what's happened in chapter 1? Now, hopefully this one was quite obvious because it does say, can you explain what happened? So it is an explanation question. That would go with that one. And number 3, can you find a phrase which tells you that the character is scared? Now, this one's a tricky one, okay, because actually, I would say it could be 3 types of questions. It depends on the text and the answer for this one. So it could either be a vocabulary question, because you're looking at something which also means scared, because it's saying, can you find a phrase which tells you that the character is scared? So you might be looking for a synonym of the word scared. So it's a vocabulary question. It could also be an inference question because you're thinking about how a character is feeling. So it might not actually not explicitly be saying that the character is scared, but it might want you to read between the lines and find the part in the text which tells you that the character is scared without actually explicitly saying the character is frightened or petrified. And it could also be retrieval, because if you're finding a phrase and you're retrieving it from the text, that would be retrieval. So it could be all of those 3 ones. I've kind of put it in there just to catch you out to see what you thought about it. So hopefully you got all those ones right. So let's move on to this week's story. So your story this week is called Neighborhood Mystery. Okay, it is an American text again, as you can see here on the title page. It says neighborhood and it's spelt differently because that's the American spelling. So just be aware that is American. This up here is how you spell neighborhood. Okay. So you'll focus on this one for the whole week again, like last week, and there is also a separate video on the web page of me reading it. So if you want to read along with me again, then there is a video for you to do that. And the link to the story is also on the website. So like last week, each day you're going to focus on a different reading skill. And it is the same as last week, just to keep it nice and straightforward. So Monday, today, you're going to be doing prediction. So obviously don't read the text, do your Monday task first, and then it says read chapter 1. Then on Tuesday, it's vocabulary, so you're going to read chapter 2. Wednesday is inference, so you'll read chapter 3. And there's actually only 3 chapters in this story, so by then you would have finished it. So on Thursday, the retrieval and explanation questions are based on the whole book. So I've suggested there that you maybe reread the story just so that you should find the questions a bit easier, because I haven't put any page numbers on there for you either. So it might be a bit tricky if you've forgotten what's happened. So you might want to reread it quickly. And then on Friday is summarizing. So again, you might want to reread it for that as well and maybe jot down the key points. So on Friday, I have also set a challenge for you if you would like to do your challenge. Now, your challenge for this week is to be able to write a book review, okay? Now, you can write it on any book you want. You can write it on your favourite book or a book you've recently read. Or if you can't think of any, then I put some suggestions on here. So I put Neighbourhood Mystery, so the book that we're reading this week. Willy and Fang, the one that we did last week. You could do Varjak Paw, or you could do Mouse, Bird, Snake and Wolf. I was just trying to think of the most recent books we did in school. So in your review, you must include what the book was about, who you might recommend the book to and why. So for example, if you're reviewing a science fiction book, you would recommend it to people who like science fiction. 3 things that you have learned from the story or about the characters, and a picture of the front cover of the book. Okay, so make sure you've got the title on there and the author as well, so people can clearly see who wrote it and what the book is called. There is a template for this review on the website if you want to use that. If not, you can do it in your own way. You can do it as a poster if you want, whatever you'd like to do. And then if you want to email them in to either myself or Mr. Nugent, then we can put them on the website for you for everyone to see. So that's just a nice little task for you to do once you've finished all of the other learning and questions for this week. So the answers will be uploaded the following day as usual. Like I said last week, they are subjective, so I apologise if I put something as an answer which you haven't got. Like I said last week, that doesn't mean you're wrong. Just because I've got something and you don't doesn't mean you're wrong, okay? So just use your judgment, whether you think it's right or wrong. And if you're really not sure, either email it to myself or Mr. Nugent and we can check it for you. Other than that, I think I've included everything. So once you've done Monday's task, you can take a look at the video of me reading the text if you want to read along with me or listen to me reading. So yeah, enjoy your week and I hope you find the reading okay.